July 20th, 2026. With your boy Doug. I'm out this morning. Well, I'm sorry, I just sent it in. It's 1:31, 93 degrees in Atlanta. And I came outside, and y'all know why. I only come outside 1 or 2 weeks. Recreation. The bread, so obviously it ain't recreation at 93 degrees, so it must be bread. And that's exactly what I'm out here paper chasing. I was waiting on the mailman so I can try to knock out 2 birds with 1 stone, but I'm running out of time for this one customer in McDonough, Georgia. That's where we're headed, guys. We're headed to McDonough. And this one, like post office. When you want them, they slow as hell. When you're not looking for them, there they are. Feel me? So I gotta get some gas for sure. Friday, Decatur. Irma. I want to see Irma Albert, or Albert Irma, I think that's what his name is. Forest Creek Drive down in Georgia. And she got Samsung. Needs some maintenance. Wait on the man. I said I'm waiting on this part for another customer that's in the same area. I'm just gonna try to knock both of them out, but I need to be going. I've been waiting on this son of a bitch. Now, if I didn't need the postman, he'd be done came. And now that I'm waiting on him, I'm like the ghost. Racetrack is going to give me 13 cents off. Let's roll out. 357, 367. Damn. I can hear you.
Hello, Douglas. This is JB from the Appliance Repairman. I'm just giving you a call right here because we do have a job offer today in Atwater, Georgia, 30101. Do you go to that area?
I got to open it tomorrow, 8 a.m. First stop.
First off, okay, this is a Thermador oven stove gas. It says that the broiler won't come on. Do you work with those ones?
It's a gas oven that won't turn on?
Yeah.
8 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay, perfect. I will let the customer know, and I will be calling you back, or I can put it directly on your box then, okay?
Good enough.
Thank you, Douglas. Bye-bye then.
Yeah.
Another interesting story to break down today because the drama between Corey Holcomb and Lunel has officially reached another level. Now, if you've been paying attention over the last few days, you've probably seen the backlash surrounding Lunel's appearance on the DD in the Morning show. A lot of people felt like she came across disrespectful towards the host, and the interview got awkward very, very fast. And social media has been debating whether she crossed the line or whether people are just blowing this whole thing out of proportion. Well, you already know Corey Holcomb was not about to stay quiet about this. On the latest episode of the 5150 podcast, Corey gave his unfiltered thoughts about everything that happened, and he didn't stop there. He actually brought up some comments that another comedian told him that Lunel was making backstage one day about Corey. She probably didn't think that the comments were going to get back to Corey, but once they did, boy, oh boy, Corey had a whole lot to say. Now, I need y'all to let me know what y'all think down in the comment section down below. Do y'all feel like Corey Holcomb went too far, or do y'all feel like Lunel got exactly what she deserved?
could not believe that Dee Dee, who, listen to me, that radio show has helped me sell out comedy clubs on many occasions. And when I got in trouble because of what TMZ said, it made people scared to be around me. So last time I went to that show, the homegirl, Dee Dee, wasn't there, but she said she wasn't feeling good. And I'm not mad at her, you know what I'm saying? And I'm a huge fan of her. Her show has helped me sell tickets. Do you understand? The radio helps you. This is why some people pay for radio. So I saw Dee Dee in the morning have a guest on her show. And the guest on her show was out of pocket. And there was another comedian in there. His name is JJ. And it was so funny, me watching JJ try to play down the middle. That was hilarious, because if you know JJ is not a guy who's in drama. He's actually a Southern gentleman. That's what I call him. He's a Southern gentleman. Cool dude. But when he was put on the spot, that had me rolling. They had another brother in the show. He really was with the smoke. It's just he had to contain himself, because when he was threatened, he was like, yeah, we got people down here too. Yeah.
And JJ was like, we all love each other. We all love it.
JJ was trying to be a diplomat just as Dee Dee was. And everybody else in the room. They took a whole bunch of nonsense from somebody who, in my opinion, is a grumpy old lady. It's a grumpy old lady. I pray to God, I did not want to pre-plan this. I hope to God this works the way I envisioned it, because I don't like to make it seem like I plan stuff to go up against people. But I'm praying to God this. Hey, listen, I got you. I'm doing my 5150 show. Do not say your name. Okay, I don't know if they can hear you, but do not say your name. All right, so this is what's happening. Last time no, it wasn't the last time I saw you. Time before I saw you, you told me about somebody who was basically on my name, and I wasn't shocked, but I've never done nothing to this person. Right. And I'm saying, without saying the name, can you tell me what was said about me when my name was brought up? And nobody knows who this is. So, but what happened?
I walk into a comedy club, 3 other comedians are having a conversation. I say to the 3 comedians, yeah, but Corey Holcomb is one to be not with on stage. One of the comedians said, Corey, that nigga ain't. I said, well, you can say Corey Holcomb he wants to. Don't change the fact that he's funnier than everybody, than 90% of the comics tell jokes. They said, yeah, but he did X, Y, and Z to a girl outside of a club. I said, I don't know the facts, Chad. I said, but Corey is still funny. Whatever that happens. That person, I tell you what, fuck Corey Holcomb and fuck you if you with it. And I said, well, fuck me then, because I'm...
Hey, brother, I'm going to call you back, because I missed your call the other day. I'm going to call you back. I just needed that. Did I call you and prep you for this?
No, that was just... No.
Okay.
I looked at my phone and I looked at my partner and I said, what the fuck he want? Ain't he? What's he doing?
Hey, let me call you back. I'm doing this show. This worked out just the way I prayed it would. All right, listen, man. This is a mean old lady. Old, bitter, gotta buy, coming at young comics, extorting them out of they young loving, awful person. And I want to say to Dee Dee and everybody on her staff, you guys are better than me. Because I'd have been like, you funky fat bitch. That's me. I'm different. Dee Dee, y'all handled that. Dee Dee even said, these people ain't even paying us. It's almost like sort of an exchange of services. They get to have comedians on. The said, y'all want to promote me for I got here. Listen, the world ain't built around you. They doing you a favor. Want me to tell you how I know they doing you a favor? You was there on a Thursday. If you was a boss, you wouldn't have been there on Thursday. You'd have been there Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday. But we know the comedy game. You was there on Thursday because you're trying to get every crumble you can get help out the city. Now, quit being mean to people. Really, I think that what do people get when they get old and grumpy? Is it senile or something? Dementia? I don't know what it is. But I'm saying, like, this lady, ornery. Let's go with that word. This lady, this is how she moved. And whoever down with her, I know you know how she moved. So the fact that Dee Dee even got on there and tried to talk about it afterwards, girl, salute to you. Thank you, Dee Dee, and your morning show for everything y'all did to help me sell tickets wherever I'm at. I appreciate y'all. I used to know the dude who run the show. His name is Gary. He got married and fucked his life up. But He'll laugh at it with me too. But I'm just saying, man, y'all put up with that bull from some old grumpy old who done came in here in the morning talking shit. I'd have been like, get this fat bitch the f up out of here. Keep it professional. I agree. There are some radio people who would have been like, get out. Not because they're being mean, because she's being mean. And when people was trying to make excuses for her, all I got to say, she had a Netflix special. Go watch it. Watch it if you can. The mighty Dave Chappelle has put some trash-ass comedians on Netflix. That's 100. Trash-ass comedians on Netflix. They on there because Dave Chappelle juice. Listen, watch it. Watch the special. That's all I got to say. Watch this. Sit down because she can't stand. Coming in there starting with people that don't owe you. They too nice to say, we had to stop our show because we agreed to have you on here and promote this travesty of comedy. Yo, get your trash ass. I wish a mother would. Threatening motherfuckers, all that shit. And this ain't the comics that's up here talking shit. This me. I heard what you said about me. I never said nothing about it. But now that I see that this is the way you really get down, I'm putting it out there. That man that I just called did not have no stake in this. He just was like, wow, what did you do to her? I was like, I ain't not being under that bitch. One day she'll be nice to you. Yeah. One day she'll be like, hi. And then, but most of the time she's like, bitch, shut the fuck up and go suck a diabetic, bitch. Shut the fuck up.
Do she drink a lot?
Do she drink?
Yeah.
I don't know what that heifer do, but I'm here to tell you, she's in. She takes advantage of people, and for all of the people who bridge is not burned, because she burns a lot of bridges, and you can say I burn bridges, but I tell you what, I'm never gonna go to nobody's show and act like you owe me something. I'm grateful to people who give me opportunities, and that bitch need to stop and get wheeled to the car she came in.
Now, after all the clips of Lunel on the DD in the Morning show started to go viral and start to spread across social media, after all the controversy, DD actually had to go into her social media to actually make a post and let it be known, like, guys, don't be so hard on Lunel. Me and her had a conversation. Everything is going to be okay. Lunel actually commented underneath that post as well. I'm going to read the comment that she made, but let's check out what DD had to say first.
Okay, so real quick, I just wanted to jump on. It's very rare that I do all this, right? But I'm going to get on here right now because I see a lot of chatter about the Lunel interview. First of all, we're going to post it on our YouTube page at DD in the Morning. Go to our YouTube channel, DD in the Morning. You'll see the full interview. You will probably see when Lunel walked in, she was like, don't hug me. She said she has allergies. I said, okay. I was like, hey, good to see you. We've interviewed her many times before. She's one of my favorites. So I was wanting the funny because I think she's hilarious. I like how raw she is. So I'm like, hey, so no hug, right? So then it was like, she was mad over a 2-minute shout out that happened an hour prior. And how that went down was I just said to Trey, what you got going this weekend? He says T.I.'s in town. I'm going to go see him probably. I'm like, oh, is he going to be with the orchestra? No. He was at Essence with the orchestra, I said, just last week. Then J. Cruz says he's hosting something. 2 minutes. It was just a quick shout out before the Mad Minute. An hour later, here comes, Lunel. And she was like, you didn't shout me out. And I'm like, but we're going to do a whole 20-30 minute interview. You're going to take up our whole hour. We're going to promote you all weekend, even running on Monday on our national show with all these cities, right? So I'm like, what do you care about a local shout out? The shout out was just for Dallas only, the shout out about T.I. But I'm like, hey, I'm about to put you on the national on Monday, promote you all weekend. And I kept saying, I apologize. I apologized 4, 5, 6 times. It wasn't enough. That's when Trey kind of started getting mad. And as Trey said, come on, it got disrespectful. So I finally said, what can I do for you, sweetie? What can I do? How can I make you happy? I've apologized. I told you I'm going to do this. What can I do? And it was nothing I could do to make her happy. Yes, I was trying to continue the interview. I was trying to make light of everything so I can get the funny out of her that I love about her. Now, here's the other thing. I don't remember the last time any comedians came through there and they promoted and bought time.
Now, like I said, Lunel did comment underneath DD's post. Lunel said, DD is not lying. It went just like that. I just got triggered because I had already been in a bad mood about the Nolan thing. And as a woman, we have to fight so hard for our props and respect. It was just a bad interview that day. It wasn't the time frame because I do many interviews in the morning, even though I have worked the night before. Like she said, she's interviewed me many times before. We probably cross paths again. If I do 250
duties prior to marriage. I'm not sure if you were one of the ones who, made that suggestion, but I've heard that a lot where some men think a woman should do wifely duties prior to marriage. Me personally, I don't really agree with that because I think it can backfire on the woman, but why do some men think that?
Well, first, I'm not going to answer a question with a question. I'm going to answer your question, and then I'm going to give you a question. Number one, because it's the most logical way to go about it. If you're trying to be a wife, the best way to know if you're wife material is to show wifey qualities. And my question to you is, why does the logic never apply on the flip side? So if you believe that a woman should not be a wife or show values or behaviors or characteristics of a wife before she becomes a wife, why does the logic never apply on the male side? So why does the husband, the not husband yet, why does he have to show husband qualities before he becomes a husband? By the way, husband qualities is showing protection and provision as husband qualities. So paying for the first date, going out, keeping you protected and safe, doing it consistently, making sure that I'm a leader and I'm making good decisions, making sure that I show you that I can teach you certain things like wisdom and give you knowledge and game, showing my value, all of that is husband quality. So if the logic is on your end where women should not do anything like that a wife would do before they become a wife, then what are you saying on the flip side for a man? And I want you to go deeper into it. I want you to apply this logic to your son. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Why doesn't it apply on the flip side? I would definitely say, or something that I'm thinking about.
Since you said that you believe that the wife should not do that, I'm asking for you specifically. Why do you believe it? And would you use the logic to your son?
Well, I've seen stories where,
I'm not asking about nobody else, but what's your name? Blue Butterflies 97. Don't give me no example, story. I want to know your answer. Since you brought this up, I'm asking you. You want my specific answer? I want to know your specific answer. Don't give me another story. Don't give me what somebody else said. What are you saying? What's your belief?
Well, me personally, I just don't want to get played.
You didn't answer my question. I didn't ask you about not getting played. I asked you why does the logic, or does the logic never apply on the flip side? I gave you examples of a man who would show husband qualities before he became a husband, and I gave you the example, and I told you to. Does the logic also apply to your son?
You don't like that.
Does the logic also apply?
That was the second question. The first question was the first. You have to answer the first one and then the second.
She don't know that laws.
I'm losing my train of thought.
Yeah, you're losing your train of thought, not because you're not intelligent enough to keep up with me. I think that you are. You losing your train of thought is because the logic only applies on the female side, which is what you usually hear from women like yourself. So you want a woman to not be a wife before she becomes a wife, but the husband has to be a husband before he becomes a husband. So it's the picking and choosing for the same people that say that y'all want equality and men and women are the same, which doesn't make any sense to me.
But there's just certain aspects, for example, living together, cooking, cleaning, doing his laundry, just things of that nature. I felt that, those, basic things should be rewarded and applied during marriage. But you're going to ask me, why doesn't it apply on the flip side? I was going to say because the woman is a prize, that he gets down, on one knee, for her. But I honestly just don't think that, the answer that I'm giving and articulating is just going to be, enough.
It's not enough. It's just not logical, even in what you said. Again, does the logic apply with your son? Hey, mom, Blue Butterfly. Hey, mom, I've been dealing with this girl. She said that she's not going to do anything to show me that she's a wife before marriage. But I've been paying for things. I've been keeping her safe when we go out. I've been making sure she got what she needs. I helped her get a new job. We've been doing everything, and I've been doing my part as a husband. And she wants to be my husband, but she hasn't cooked, she hasn't cleaned, she's not feminine, she's not soft, she doesn't listen, she don't do nothing. Would you tell your son to marry that woman, yes or no? Because like you said, she the prize and he should get on the knee regardless.
Did you tell
Okay, I'm
him?
gonna answer. I'm gonna say no, but
So why does the logic apply not to your son, but the logic gotta apply for everybody else? Because you know all the women in here, some of them women got sons. There's other women out here in the world got sons. So the same son that you feel for yours, the same way you feel for your son, other women feel for their son. So why they sons gotta suffer but yours don't?
yeah, but you said she didn't do anything.
No wife
That's what
duty.
you
Yeah,
just said.
anything that got to do with being a wife. That's what you said. So I'm just using what you said. Anything that got to do with being a wife. The stuff that I mentioned was stuff that got to do with a wife. So why does the logic apply with your son, but not with everybody else and their son?
Got you.
I said everything. Wow.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
what you said.
Huh?
Huh?
No, because you said
No.
everything. I was thinking to myself. I said, "Wow." I said everything, but
I said no wife. Everything got to do with being a wife. That means submit the things that you would attribute to what a wife would do for her husband. Like, and you even mentioned some of them: cooking, cleaning. I would include sex. Well, it should be. Y'all be fucking well before marriage. But cooking, cleaning, sex, submission, listening to what he gotta say, obeying things and obeying his word. All of those things. I can mention a whole bunch more of them. If your son told you that there's a woman that he with and they've been together for a year and she ain't did none of that shit, but this whole time he's been paying for stuff, he's been leading, he's been faithful, he's been loving, he's been protecting. Would you tell your son to marry that woman? You said no. And then I asked you, okay, so why is your son so special? And not all the women and their sons? Because your son ain't gonna be the only man out here in this world. I ain't even telling you that you wrong. I ain't even said anything was wrong with what you said. All I'm doing is applying your logic on the flip side, and you stuck. And you stuck because you have a gender bias. I think a man should show you a husband before he become a husband, same logic for the wife. You got a full gender bias because you have an innate hatred towards men, because society is teaching you that, older women with no man is teaching you that, and the internet is teaching you that. This motherfucker right here. So I'm trying to pull you out of that indoctrination. But you still ain't answering my question though.
I feel as though like even
how you feel. Give me some logic. Your feelings, I ain't here to argue your feelings. I ain't arguing my feelings. Give me some logic. Why is your son special and nobody else's son special?
He's stuck.
And stop looking at the chat.
No, I'm not looking at the chat. My laptop is here. I was looking at my laptop.
Can't answer.
I was gonna say it's just not gonna be enough. So it's just not gonna say anything at all.
So you don't have an answer?
Nope.
Okay. Now let me ask you this: are you gonna keep the mentality that you got, even though you don't have a logical way to debunk it, or the logical not to debunk it? You don't have a logical response to defend it. You gonna still keep your response that the woman should just be whatever because she the prize, while the man does everything because he's just not the prize?
No, I felt as though, I think it's my fault I didn't clearly articulate it. I didn't feel that she should do all of the duties, just do some of it and then reserve it for marriage.
That's not what you said. So now you're moving the goalpost.
Sometimes I kind of...
So what are these things? Mention them. Name them.
One of the things that you said, was femininity. I thought that was just a given that, as women, we should already be able to, exude that feminine energy and then just... So...
Okay, what about all other stuff?
The cooking, I guess she can cook, but not... I'm like seeing it from your perspective, but just not as often.
Why not? Why not?
Because I feel as though he's already...
Never feel like argument.
He's getting that luxury.
From where?
When you get married, he should just, experience those things. He's already getting that, that wifely benefit.
Okay, okay, cool, great. So should I just sometimes protect you if me and you go out? Let's say I'm a hypothetical man. Let's say we go out 2 times a week? Should I just protect you half the time? So if somebody walk up and grab your ass, or somebody bump into you, should I just pay for the stuff half the time? Should I just put you on the inside of the street half the time? Should I hold the door for you half the time? Should I make sure that you sit down first and make sure my back is away is away from the door so I can make sure that it's protected behind you? Should I just do that half the time? And the other half is right. It shouldn't happen because it's a luxury. Like, what do I withhold as a man?
Seeing it, this is why, I'm here. I'm gonna ask that question because I'm seeing it differently from your perspective. Like, you flipped it. You said, okay, should you just do things half the time? Now, I see it differently now. No, you shouldn't. It's something that, you should always do. So that's something that I expect when he gets down on one knee and ties the knot.
I ain't getting that on my knee, but that's what you say.
So when he gets down on one knee and ties the knot.
No, I heard you. I ain't doing that, but I hear you. But that's neither here nor there. So now, as far as your son, though, so are you going? So just the final point, because you still said your son is special, but nobody else's son is special. So are you going to have the same mentality that you had before we had this conversation, even though you don't have a logical point to defend it? No. That's good.
I was mainly, when you said you don't want to hear anybody else's story, I was mainly, hearing it from other people's perspective on how they did those duties, and then they, it just didn't end well for them.
Couldn't the logic be applied on the flip side? Last time I checked, doing somebody wrong is not gender specific. Men get cheated on, men get lied to, men get abused, men get finessed, men get done dirty in relationships. Couldn't I use the same logic on the flip side? Hey fellas, don't pay for things, don't be loving and caring, don't protect your woman because she could suck somebody else's dick. So since it won't work out in the end, just don't do nothing and just wait till she sees that you husband material and then marry her. Couldn't I use the same logic on the flip side?
Yeah, you could, but I was just more so focused on the woman's side, but yeah.
Well, I think that's the problem. I'm not focused on any side. I'm saying that both of these sides can deal with things, but that's the risk that you take when you date. If I'm applying for school and I'm trying to get into a university, I'm not going to do half of the work, because what if I do all the work and I fail? I'm going to do all the work, because this is the chance that you take when you go into school, because the end goal is to graduate. If I'm going to work and I have a job, I'm not going to do half of the shit that my boss told me to do. I'm going to do everything, because I still want to get paid and I want to keep my job. But what if the job go bankrupt? What if I get fired? What if they start downsizing? It don't matter. This is a risk that you take. I'm not going to do half the speed limit if I'm driving in a car, going on the freeway, because the faster I go, I'm going to get into an accident. Yeah, but you trust the fact that you're going to learn how to drive your car straight, put your seatbelt on, and you do things to limit the possibility you get into an accident. So if the logic can apply in all those other aspects, then the logic should apply in relationships as well. But for whatever reason, the logic don't apply for relationships, because we got to just play women's side because women are the prize. That's some stupid shit.
Yeah, just taking what you said as pertaining to go all the way and not halfway. Like you said with school and work. That mentality of, well, what if I fail anyway? I should just have asset. But yeah, I'm gonna look at it from, a different perspective now.
Do you have brothers?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you want your brothers to have the same mentality as that you had before?
Nope.
It's not. Yeah. I mean, no. I was gonna.
You wouldn't want your brothers to do that. So I'm making a point to say that a lot of women like yourself have that mentality, and it's really messed up because you're young, and a lot of the times that mentality that you got come from you just hearing conversations of people that's bitter and hurt. So you start internalizing somebody else's trauma that you ain't even been through. That ain't to say that you ain't never been through nothing. That ain't to say the man that never lied to you did you dirty, but you way too young to have that much hatred or have that much of like a negative disposition towards a man. You feel me? Like, you shouldn't think like that. So what I want you to do is, I want you to, everything that you hear from these bitter older women who you probably be listening to, you need to start hearing what they saying and apply it on a logical basis. That's why I stopped you when you were saying, I feel like, or I want to give you the example of these other people. Where's your example in your own life? And even if you did use your own life, how does the logic apply logically if I put you as a man in the same situation? It don't work. So it's like, I want you to start thinking twice about the shit that you hear and stop internalizing other people's trauma, because that's not good for you, sweetheart. You too young and too pretty to even be thinking like that. Way too young.
Yeah, I have to change the content and the people that I'm listening to
100%.
because